Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I'm going to be making a tutorial on Malenia. Despite the fact I've already made one in the past, I'm going to be making an updated one because I get so many fucking questions. People saying I didn't explain things well enough, people who want Phase 2, even though I find Phase 2 to be significantly easier myself. I decided, fuck it, I'll give in and I'll make another one, explaining a lot more, especially now that I'm more comfortable with the fight and understand the fight a lot better. One quick thing to note, because I know somebody will complain, I do have no death on, so I cannot die. That's just because I'm going to be getting hit a lot trying to explain certain things. And we're just going to go in, and I'll be talking about some of the key components of the fight. So, firstly, a lot of Malenia is spacing, understanding how far I need to be from her. So, for instance, from this range, she's going to be idling, and I have two options. I can wait, and I can try to bait out an attack, or I can run in and punish. Running in and punishing does have a few downsides. For instance, if I were to run in and punish, there's a chance she does a hyper armor attack. So either A, I can try to like bait out an attack like this, and that is something I can do. The other thing I can do is just do like a running attack, which isn't always going to be safe, but it is an option I have. And then lastly, you can jump at her, because a lot of the times, a few of her attacks, if you jump at her, you can either roll away or you can... you will actually strafe it. So I'll try to see if I can't show the strafe. Like this, for instance, I will just end up strafing it. So anyways, Malenia. So she has a lot of attacks that end in combos and some that are hard to tell. The attack most people struggle with, apart from, you know, the big mega move, is the one where she dashes forward, does a few swipes, and then does another swipe after. Now, my previous guide on an older patch of the game, the spark of the blade would actually indicate whether or not there was a follow-up, but now we have a different tell. If her head dips down really low when she dashes forward on those three swipes, that means that she'll have a slow follow-up, meaning you can get a charged attack in if you so desire. So I will show... I'm just going to take off all my talismans so I do as little damage as possible. So again, like right here, I'm going to go ahead and punish with a running attack. I'm going to roll backwards on everything. The kick is a great punish opportunity. One thing to note about the kick, when you're punishing the kick, you want to make sure you don't attack too early. If you attack too early, she will hyper armor it. And if you attack too late, she has like this jumping attack that she can actually hit you with. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to punish. This attack is great. You can actually strafe it. And with a lot of weapons, you can even get a charged attack, if you so please. That is another punish opportunity, but I won't take it. But the kick, I will go ahead and hit. I can even hit twice. The jump backwards, I can even punish if I so desire. So here, you can do a rolling attack to interrupt the fast one. Now, obviously, if you want to do a lot of damage, you're going to want to do a charge attack. And that's going to come with recognizing whether or not her head dips down a lot. So that is something we're going to be looking at. But again, this, I can run at her and punish. And she's getting into flurry range. So we'll be seeing what she does about the flurry. The best thing to do with the flurry is just try to keep middle ground. That's not always the easiest thing, so I will be teaching also how to do it from close range if I get the RNG for it. You'll notice a lot of her attacks I roll backwards twice, like this one. That's just so I can space things like this, and also because some of her combos will end. So flurry, the best thing to do is just to run back and jump. I roll backwards here so I can actually get an attack in. But really, if you have the range, you want to jump as soon as she touches the ground, because one, it'll let you hyper armor if anything does hit you, as well as like if you do get hit, it won't like flatten you out like a pancake, or also it just gives you that little extra boost of distance from her. Like I said, you can do it from close range. It is a little bit harder. I will try to show it if I get the RNG, but let's go ahead and see. I'll go ahead and heal as well. So again, she's idling. I have a few options. Perfect. So I can jump, roll backwards on this, melee, and then you can even do like a running attack right after. This, I would just roll. You can jump that attack actually, such as this, but I wouldn't really recommend it if you're watching a tutorial to fight her. You probably shouldn't try things like that. Jump to the left. I know I can punish. I can also repost and do a charge attack after this. I'm not going to because I don't want to do too much damage. I want to make sure this fight's a little bit long. I will roll backwards twice here, so if she does that, I'm fine. And if she does... otherwise, she just won't follow up if she doesn't do that. Here is another safe opportunity to do a punish. Close range flurry, you're going to run around her 360 degrees. Like this. So when she does that, I can actually freeze her AI here. So when she does that, the goal basically is to circle around her and then roll through twice. You can do it in one roll, but twice is easier. And essentially all you're trying to do, you might get stuck on her a little bit, but that's fine. Your whole objective, let's say this is your starting point. Your whole objective is to do a full circle and then roll past twice. From your starting point, basically, you want to roll in that. You want to end up rolling in the direction of your starting point. So if my starting point was here, for instance, my goal is going to be have my rolls angled in this direction after a circle. So if I start like this, I will be doing something like this. And it's a lot easier than it looks. The hardest part is actually, after you do those 2 rolls, angling your camera back at her. So let's see. I see that, for instance, has a follow-up usually. I missed the attack there, that's fine. She'll probably do a running attack. You'll start to notice some of her attacks have this kind of rhythm. I can't hit that for some reason. Like, for instance, this is going to have a running attack follow-up most of the time. This will usually have a poke or the 3 little combo. It's because I'm light load, actually. That's why my rolls are throwing me off. So this will have a follow-up like this. Again, this is safe to punish typically. This is safe to punish as long as you're not using like a very big colossal weapon. She's idling. I'm just going to do a running attack. And again, like I said, you can jump that and even do like a jumping attack. But I wouldn't recommend it if you're just trying to learn the fight. But it is an option you have. And you can also, if you don't feel comfortable punishing this, you can just roll through and walk away. The biggest thing is you want to make sure you don't roll backwards. You want to roll through that attack. So this will have a quick follow-up, such as this. Again, I can punish this if I so please. I can even do a double attack if she jumps to the side. Punish the jump backs. I could punish that if I wanted, but I'm going to keep her in phase 1 a little bit longer. But like I said, if you don't want to punish an idle, you can always run into her. But when you're doing the flurry, if you don't want to attack, let's say you don't want to do that attack that you see me doing, you can just kind of stand how I did after that second roll and kind of like run backwards, like holding down on the left analog stick. That will normally get you to dodge the third one. Okay. Phase 2, you have 2 options on how to dodge this opening attack. The first of which, or I guess you have 3. The first of which is just to run directly under her. The other one is to roll to the side. And the third is to kind of bait her in a direction and then switch directions. I prefer rolling the opener, which is basically just as soon as she starts coming down, I roll and I run to the side. All right. And we're just going to wait until this flower shit goes away. And you can normally get like a charge attack here or just a normal attack. But this is going to be the same thing as phase 1, except she's a lot more aggressive. She won't idle like this quite as often. So you do have to, you will have a lot less opportunities to heal. She's going to run at me here. I can get 2 attacks here. If she has a quick kick, I can actually roll and hit another punish in. I can roll that and even get a charge attack if I so please. I already have a stagger. Here, I would punish her like this personally, but of course if you're just trying to learn the fight for... So this is what I was talking about. You saw her head dip down, which means that she had that slow follow-up, so I could have actually done a charge attack. Her head didn't dip down quite as much there. There it did, so I can charge attack that one. That's going to be the slower follow-up. So flurry, like I said, if you don't want to, you can just hold down on the analog stick to dodge the third one, if you don't want to do like an R1 in the middle of the combo. But this is mostly going to be the same thing as phase 1. So that was actually one I could have punished with a charge star too. But I fucked up. And again, this fight is just a lot about spacing and not being afraid to actually just hit her, right? Like, a lot of people get a little afraid and just not attack. This attack just runs straight backwards. Roll left on the third guy and fourth guy. You really just want to be rolling the third and fourth guy as they fall. That's going to be your biggest goal. Rolling the third and fourth guy as they fall, and then rolling the third and fourth, or rolling the fourth guy as he pokes. So here I'll even get another stagger. I won't be reposting it. Now here, I'm just going to kind of run around her. That's it. That's all you have to do. People were saying that attack was so hard to dodge in my last tutorial. And that's why I didn't really show phase 2, because phase 2 is basically identical to phase 1. It's actually a lot easier in my opinion. She's going to run at me here. I can punish this. If she has the follow-up kick, I can roll and do this. I can punish this. I can, like, there's just so many more punishes in phase 2. Like, look at this. Like, it's not even... This is why I think phase 2 is a lot easier. You can basically just hold backwards and punish everything. So again, once she touches the ground, I jump. I'm going to roll backwards, and then I'm just going to hold down on my left analog stick or do an R1. And again, the 360, I did show it earlier, but a lot of the times, if you have good spacing, the jump alone will work. Oh, my analog stick just kind of bugged out. Okay, now I'm going to run through a full fight where I'm actually doing all the optimal like speedrun like punishes, or at least trying to, so you guys can see those. I'll even pop a physic just to make this a little bit quicker. Fuck it, we'll use Link Gravy Strength too, just so I have a little bit more damage, because this video is already getting quite kind of long. So again, it's just going to be a lot of spacing and a lot of punishing attacks. Like this, for instance, I know that it's safe to punish. I already have a stagger. And granted, if you're re-entering the fight, it's not as easy to get a stagger this quick off the bat. But after that charge R2, I'm just going to immediately run backwards, and I will still distance this, no issue at all. And a lot of weapons, like if you're punishing Malenia with charge attacks and stuff, you'll actually get a ton of staggers. Here, I'm just going to immediately start running backwards in case she did the flurry. I want a little bit of stamina, so I'm not going to attack. And I know I am using a kind of a busted weapon here. This is just what I had a save file with. But, I mean, you take these principles to any other weapon, and you're going to have very similar results. Again here, I'm just going to roll that once she starts falling. I'll even do Lingering Strength again. My analog stick is bugging out. So again, I'm just going to run straight back. Roll this guy to the side, fourth guy to the side, fourth guy's poke, Malenia's poke. Here, okay. Like I said, this is actually another great opportunity to get a charge attack in. Here, I'm just going to kind of run in a circle around her. She'll just completely miss. And you can, like I said, start phase 2, like start off with the charge attack after the bloom. You don't need to, but it is an option if you want a little bit extra damage just to make phase 2 a little bit quicker. Another flurry, and a lot of the times, like I said, you will be properly spaced. So you don't have to worry about doing the 360 I showed earlier in the fight. But phase 2 is nice because you get a lot more charge attacks in. Oh, I couldn't even see what she was doing. What a shame, dying right at the end. I still do have no death on, but you can see, like, most of this fight is done very easily. Keeping your distance and really, like, my analog stick is really bugging out. Holy shit. Again, just gonna run in a circle around her, underneath her like that. But yeah, I think I proved my case. Malenia is a lot of spacing and understanding when you can and can't attack. And again, you really want to be relentless. You don't want to take any breaks. Like, you want to be on her as much as possible. Don't be afraid to double roll backwards. Like for there, when I double rolled backwards, it gave me a follow-up attack. And that's Malenia.